Hey guys, today is the 6th of June, it's D-Day, so I thought it would be fitting to take you to the battlefield that I've been meaning to go to for a few weeks now. So we're at Nasey in Northamptonshire. Here, about 350 years ago, there was a battle in the English Civil War, a decisive battle actually. The Parliamentary forces attacked the Royalist forces and the Royalists lost, and it was a turning point that led to the dissolution of the monarchy and the Republic, which lasted for about 10 years until people realised the Republic wasn't really a good idea, and so we had the king back, or a different king because the first king got his head chopped off. But anyway, so we're going to look around. Cool beans. You are here. See, British maps tell you this stuff. That's where my gran lives. Market Harbour. This is a monument to the Battle of Nasey. Fought here in 1645. You can't really read it, but it says, to commemorate that great and decisive battle fought in this field on the 14th day of June 1645 between the Royalist army commanded by His Majesty King Charles I and the Parliament forces headed by the Generals Fairfax and Cromwell, which terminated fatally for the royal cause, led to the subversion of the throne, the altar and the constitution, and for years flung this nation into the horrors of anarchy and civil war. Okay, so here we are at Fairfax's View. This is a little bit up the road from the monument. Sir Thomas Fairfax led the Parliamentary forces with Oliver Cromwell, and this is the ridge he stood on to see the battle, so we are going to go and look at that. You see that dip down there? That's where the battle took place. The Royalist forces coming down from Leicester and Market Harbour in this direction, Parliamentary forces from Oxford in this direction. I do believe that American signs have been pwned by British signs. This one even tells you where you would have been. This is good actually. This especially Little Oxenden, which is where I'm going to go in a minute, and I'm actually late, so we need to sort of be heading off. But still, that's over there. Rupert's viewpoint, which is over there. Prince Rupert was on the Royalist forces, as you can see. Rupert's viewpoint, because that's where his line was. It occurs to me that this is probably a popular makeout spot. Awesome! The other thing about today is that it's D-Day. 65 years ago, British and American and Commonwealth forces attacked Normandy to try and take Europe back from the Germans, which we did. So basically I think it's very important that we think about the war and the other sacrifices that were made and stuff. And a little mini response for Vlog Smoothie here. If it wasn't for the Second World War, I wouldn't exist. My gran, who is Scottish, she came down in 1940. She was a student at the University of Glasgow. She did her first year. I think she was a history major, and they made her basically stop because it wasn't important to the war effort, and she had to do something that was important to the war effort, so they brought her down to Leicestershire, to where I am sitting right now, Market Harbour, and she inspected tanks for a living for a few years. The tanks that were on the beaches on D-Day, actually. That's what she did. And she was boarded up in a house, and one day, not long after she got here, the next door neighbour's son came round to introduce himself, and they were married a few years later. Then they had my aunt and then my dad, and 40 years later, here I am. So I'm going to finish with a little poem, which is a World War I poem, and a poem I've always enjoyed. So I'll leave you with that. Teddy bye. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years contemn. And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.